Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational is brought to you by the U.S. Army. More than 150 different careers. Find your What's Your Warrior best fit at GoArmy.com. We're here at the Esports Stadium, Arlington. I'm Corey Dunn. I'm joined with Jonathan O. We're about to head into our next best of three. We've got two more for the night as we go ahead and take a look at the schedule and kind of showcase where we've gone and where we're going. So we've, of course, seen some really, really good games today, and we saw just now one of our best of ones. And so there you can see it right there, Purdue winning the very first one of the day. That's where we see the 2-1 coming in, and we'll see them in our next matchup here in just a moment. They fought really hard, but they started this day at 10 a.m. Then on the flip side, you can see Kennesaw versus St. Clair. We'll see that matchup later on this evening with Kennesaw. They'll be playing against Robert Morris University. That's RMU, and that'll be happening later on in the day. But let's go ahead and reintroduce these teams. We'll start back here with Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT Orange. The way that this team had played, of course, we're going to showcase just what they had done just now in this game. As you can see, this matchup just happened, and here's some of those moments that happened where they really, because the main storyline is how well are they warmed up. They just lost their match to UCF, and that was a 16-7 scoreline. Are they warmed up? Are they ready to go? I talked with them briefly, and they seemed a little upset. I mean, they were not feeling themselves. You could tell that there was some frustration before I hopped into that Discord channel. So you can see you've got Corrupt, MJB, Farrell. Farrell's playing pretty good, though. And then you've got K22G and Solve. But on the flip side, earlier today, we saw some really, really good gameplay coming in from Purdue. So let's go ahead and take a look and reintroduce Purdue in this matchup, as the Boilers have been playing really, really well. As you can take a look, here's some of those moments that happened from earlier today whenever they played against Kansas State. I had a feeling that Kansas State was going to be that team that was going to be able to run through the lower bracket, but I never could have imagined them running into a wall like Purdue. But this was at 10 a.m. whenever this matchup was happening, as they had some really, really solid rounds. We had, of course, an entire highlight reel dedicated to Shot Up on that very first map. Of course, this game went pretty good. Ended up going the distance there as well for us. The very first match on Overpass, it looked like Purdue was just going to own it up. They had 16-4 was the very first map. Then after that, you can see the next matchup ended up in a very, very tight game, but it was 16-12 in favor of Kansas State. That brought us to our third map. That ends up going into an overtime, and if I remember correctly, it was a 19-16 overtime that we were looking at that. But here's your roster. You've got Cyber, Eli, as well as Fresh, Noosty, and Shot Up. There are three key players that we'll be on the lookout for, and we only need 2 out of the 3 to be really, really effective. But against a team like Rochester, you need all 5. And so we'll see this. You got Cyber again, Eli, Fresh, and Noosty, and Shot Up. So that's your team. That's your roster. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pick bans. What maps are we going to end up tonight on? We've got Purdue. They ban Train. Rochester bans Dust 2. Mirage is going to be the first one selected here by Purdue. And then as we look at to the next map is going to be selected by Rochester. They end up selecting Nuke. And we know why. I mean, Nuke was the matchup that we saw. They played against Kansas State for Purdue. And then Kansas State was the one that was able to win that one 16-12. There was a comment. Again, we heard it during the interview with Cyber. Cyber said that they put this team together. The very first map of this entire tournament for them in group play was actually the very first time they've ever played together. And that should tell a huge storyline that this team is not necessarily built on a ton of strategies and collective camaraderie and teamwork. This team is built on a lot of raw skill, and our final map of the best of 3 is going to be on Overpass. So we'll be kicking things off here on Mirage here in just a moment. But John, what are some of your thoughts looking at this matchup?
Remember when we interviewed Cyber? That was the first thing he said was, well, we haven't played with each other since this tournament began, or excuse me, they've only started playing with each other since this tournament began, but they also said, we have never played Nuke as a team.
Well, of course, that would also make sense if you just got put together.
And so, with that does not surprise me that Rochester wants to go back to Nuke. They saw that it was a 16-12 in favor of Kansas State.
Yep.
I will say that, I mean, the gunplay from Pittsburgh's absolutely, or excuse me, Purdue is absolutely there just to accommodate for that.
Yep.
But the lack of strategy is where we saw differing, and we saw Cyber. If you think about it, Cyber had a really bad game. I mean, there were some points I think he was like 2-10, 2-11, and he was the guy holding B ramp.
Yep.
If he has a better performance, it's 16-12. If he has a better performance, that could have been a much closer game. So their raw gun power alone could be enough to go against Rochester and have a good fight on Nuke. And that'll be the second series, or the second map of this series. The first one's going to be Mirage, and we know how strong this Purdue team is. The last times we saw them on Mirage, it was in overtime versus Kansas State, as you mentioned, 19-16. But against Northeastern, it was a 16-2. And Corey, when we saw Purdue, when they started off here, I think if I remember correctly, it was like 6 or 7 in a row. They started off so hot, and Shot Up was doing his best Scream impression because he had us talking about his one-taps.
Absolutely. As here we have it. Whichever team wins this, they will move forward, and we'll be playing tomorrow. Whichever team loses is sent home. We started this tournament today with the top 8, and we're going to narrow it down to the top 4 by the end of the night. As right now we've still got 6 teams in this tournament at this point in time. As Farrell's going to fall right out of the gates there by Newsty. Now this pistol round is a little all over the place. As you can see, they're just kind of chasing after kills. As we'll see where they end up kind of ending up here. As that's going to be a quick push there by Shot Up. Shot Up trying to be able to challenge. But Sav, even though he was low on health, he was able to cause so much damage. It's going to be down to a 2-on-2. And right now you have one player that's in CT spawn. That is Corrupt. He's still holding this this tight corner, but he's waiting for his teammates to come up A ramp. They're going to be able to attack from 2 different sides. And there goes K22G. Had an easy shot there going out. As now, Newsty knows exactly where this player is at. He can be able to play this. Oh, what a head dink. And Corrupt low on health, and he exchanges it. Says, I'll go blow for blow, and he comes out on top. The USB is so dominant with the headshots, as you can see right there. Rochester being able to pick up the first round. But, John, I wanted to talk about something while we see these replays, see these highlights from this round. Purdue, at 10 a.m., they had 2 players that we assume they had 2 players. We know for a fact for Fresh that stayed up all night to be able to play that matchup. That game ended up around 12:30 Central. It is currently 5:15. So if anything, if they try to take a nap, it would only been about a 4-hour nap. And so this matters of, is Purdue awake or not? We'll find out.
And that's a great point to bring up, as if these players are not on top of their game, that will absolutely show and make the difference. As once again, Shot Up's trying to find his one-taps, and he's not able to close it out. This time, K22G with that FAMAS from way downtown across the city. From the B bomb side and connector, as the bomb goes down in the meantime, Eli picks up one there with ease. So he sees the Molotov. That's a nice swing. He's going to find himself 2. Now they know where the last player is at, and that's Corrupt. He was able to close it out last time, and they will not close it out this time. So Rochester's not able to use the momentum from winning that pistol round, and the force from Purdue is strong enough.
Yeah, we're going to see some really just off-the-wall play, but more importantly, just in-your-face action in this game. And so we'll see. Now remember what Purdue had done to Northeastern. So we'll see if they can be able to do that again to a team like Rochester. Rochester's a really good team, but coming off a loss, you never want to come off a loss.
Oh, and no one's on this B bomb site. If you look at that, they went for a way aggressive flank with K22G. He's just going to be way out of position now, as he's actually getting closer and closer. That is Eli up there in the apartments. He's going to have his back turned. Eventually, I'm sure he'll start watching for the flank. This is a 5v5, and as 8-Track always says, is in Counter-Strike, you can win rounds with no one dying, and so far, no one's died. As it's just all it took was Rochester to 5-stack A.
Yeah, they're looking for exits. They want to take away these weapons, and every exit is locked down. They have the apartments, they have market, they have catwalk, all locked down. They have 2 players in apartments, and this is where they may end up accidentally losing a weapon here. There's one, they peek up, they're able to take him out, and there's a quick turn, so now there is an exit. That was smart to have all 5 players going the same exit, and then peeking is going to be Farrell. Farrell was hoping that he'd be able to pick up one. He came from connector down through the underpass. And so Rochester was hoping they would be able to get at least an AK or maybe another one, or basically forced them to have to buy more weaponry here in this round. But it ends up just being 1 player being taken out.
They're going to be on the back of another eco.
Oh my goodness! I want to see a replay of that moment. I just want to be able to play that back because I think I saw what I saw, but I don't know. I want to find out though, because I think that may have been pretty funny.
Well, I completely did not catch what you saw, so I will wait for the replay, and then we will analyze that one together as Purdue is pushing on into that A bomb site. It was once again wide open for them. Corrupt and Sov got a Deagle and P250 respectively, as Eli's just watching the angle. And this is going to be easy picking, but nice shot there from Corrupt. Going out with a little bit of style, as that's round number 3 for Purdue, and we know that they love this map. There's a reason why they picked it. Starting off on their T side, we know that they are explosive. So it's no surprise to see 3 on the board for them so quickly. But here comes the first rifle round. AWP in the hands of MJB. We didn't see a lot of impact from him last game. He's going to have to make a lot of impact here.
We'll see. So, John, what I thought I had seen was that MJB had gotten hit by the grenade, by the smoke in the air, and it actually pegged him from moving to be able to make the jump up onto catwalk.
Oh.
That's what I thought I had seen. Now, he could have just saw all 5 players and basically just hit the back key and dropped like a rock. But the way it looked like he got hit by the grenade, which would, of course, also slow you down as well. So, as Corrupt has a really good angle, he's inside a kitchen. He can continue to hold this angle as he caused a lot of damage. Now there's going to be a molly quickly extinguished, and Cyber is going to go ahead and lead the charge here.
That's K22G silencing the push of Purdue, and it's left to Eli. He's in a 1v3 with 50 seconds and the bomb down into favor of Rochester. That's going to be a tough one. I won't say impossible, but very close, as he's got to win this first fight. He's not even going to expect it. K22G able to shut that round down behind 3 kills for himself. And Rochester getting on the board. 3-2 still in favor of Purdue. And they've got pretty decent money for themselves. So it'll be another rifle v rifle round. And yeah, even after investing all that, look at that. I didn't realize that Purdue's money was that good. If they lose this round, they still might have enough for another rifle, fresh being the lowest. But you look on the side of Rochester, they are just bound to be reset if they lose. So, no surprise here from Purdue trying to take control of mid. We've seen this through every game that they've played on Mirage. They like getting one player down in underpass and pushing towards connector at some point once they get enough confidence. There is a gap in that smoke. That might cause some problems. Shot Up's got an idea, though. He's got an idea that the player might be sitting there, as he is watching it, and Eli's going to beat him to it. As here we go, they found that pick towards connector, and man, they're just starting to pick him off one by one. That one was actually towards the B apartments. They're going to recognize that, and they're just going to take the bomb there. As Shot Up, here's some shots. He's going to poke out. Oh, great adjustment there, just connecting with the support there of Newsty, and that was 5 people going down on the side of Rochester with no return. And like I said, Corey, Rochester's money, they were bound to be reset, and look at that. USPs, CZ, P250, and a single deagle. Farrell, you mentioned it. You said he was playing well last game. He is 0-6.
Huh. Purdue might find themselves adding this team as a full-time roster for either their club team or what have you, because goodness. Again, this team being put together.
Oh,
for
Cyber. He's going to find himself in trouble. His teammate's there to support his Noosty. He was able to support Noosty. He's just always in the right spot to support his team. And shot up's on the site now. That bomb's going to be rotating over to B. Oh, excuse me. Okay, no. I thought that was through the apartments, but he's just running through Cat.
Yep, correct. That's it. They still could go B, and that's what it looks like they're going to do.
That's what I was saying, just extended. As Shot Up is just navigating through A and just cleaning up shop as MJB's found himself an AK silently, and he's 0-4 himself. This is a rough game for Rochester. And Corey, you said it. When we jumped in the Discord with them, we got to talk to him for a little bit. And I didn't talk to him. I didn't say anything, but I heard them. Their tone was very, very like monotone and just, yeah, we're ready to play whenever you are. Hey, let us know when we're good to play. Okay, hey, that's cool. Okay, yeah, we can go. Something about that last match with UCF really has them feeling down, and they need to get some wind in their sails because Purdue, it seems like they're ready. They're fresh. They took the naps that they needed to. They've awakened themselves a bit.
Or didn't. You never know.
Or didn't. Somehow they've freshened themselves up, and they've even found MJB, and he continues to have a slow game. 0-5. 0-7 for Farrell as well, as the MJB is going to get that comfort weapon in the AWP. As he goes glass cannon. Oh, no, he's able to get armor. No head armor on their side.
The fact that we're this deep into the game, you got 2 players that have 0 kills. That is not good. And he threw... Wait, what? All right. I think what they're trying to do is trying to extinguish it, trying to make it sure that the smoke doesn't actually land in the window the way that they want it to.
Shot Up once again, just having a field day at this A bomb site. Not getting contested at MJB, just missing the shot, and now Farrell's able to follow it up. They are still continuing through, and look at that. They are on the bomb site, and they find one more. It's just down to Corrupt, and he is in no place. 6-2 in favor of Purdue now. That's an immediate timeout. They are barely in that freeze time, and they call a timeout. And Corey, I would say that is absolutely a must for them to get their composure in place because they are defeated. Something about this team is mentally defeated right now. I wouldn't be saying that if I didn't have the context of when we spoke to them before this match. They sound deflated.
All right. You know, days like today. I mean, this is we've been going through. We've had 12 days of Counter-Strike. We're in day number 13, and we are narrowing down. Of course, the tournament's going to become a lot more strenuous. And Rochester, they had drawn the short straw. Oh, but what a shot there by Farrell. And here comes the push. They're going to go ahead and try to be able to pick up that AK. Now, you have to make the decision. Do you just give away the AK? I think that's the right call, but they say no. We're going to cover it. And they caused a lot of damage. MJB actually backtracks. And so they're just going to go ahead and hold on to these weapons. Don't know exactly. I'm trying to look for, there it is. I was wondering where his weapon was going to be located at. His being Shot Up's weapon. And so now we can see they've taken over mid-control. We used to see it as well. Do you remember back during group play for Purdue, we'd see a smoke grenade being tossed out, and they'd rush through it, being Shot Up. Shot Up would push through the smoke and be able to make some shots happen.
Is that on Connect or on Cat? It was Cat,
Cat
right?
One, yep.
Oh,
my goodness.
Okay, well,
that is not a good sign.
He started with such a fantastic pick there on the Shot Up and one bullet, and then that was just, you could feel it slipping away with every click. It was just one after another, and that you can just feel the frustration through these players right now as MJB is still killless. 0-7 as they find a double op setup now, trying to find something.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness, and K22G is just
all right, I'm gonna
way too far
John,
forward.
I'm gonna share something with you here in a second. After this round, I was curious. There was something that there's something that was off-putting for me. And I'll show you once we start in the freeze time. But we'll pay attention to how this round is playing. And there goes Noosty. Noosty's able to get up one, and they're going to be able to push around that Shot Up. Now it's going to be down to a 2-on-1. Holy cow. I'm still shocked by that, what I'd just seen.
I'm very curious now for what it is.
That's what I'm here for. I like to build up anticipation.
Yeah, you have done exactly that. As now Shutup's going to find the last player, but he doesn't find the kill. As Nusi knows where he has to play from. Doesn't need to get aggressive. He's just holding from his position. And now he's coming through connector. That smoke's going to give him off, and obviously he's going to hear the sound cues. Doesn't have a lot of time to play with, so eventually he's just going to have to stick it. And Nusi's right there. He's going to see him, and that should be all the time. And oh my goodness, just sealing it off with the no-scope. Because why not? Pouring the salt in the wound is Nusi. That is 8.
All right, so what's one
Whoa!
thing that you actually see here?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So if you look over for Purdue,
they're basically playing on land.
Exactly. That's what I had seen. I was curious because there's certain parts about these entries that I was like, man, they are clean entries, and they've got 5 ping. Of course, the teams that can actually select the servers that they'd like to play on, but man, that's nice. They are basically connecting directly into the server, is what it looks like. Yeah, so we can see here we are, of course, are also, for those that are curious, we are in a Chicago server, which of course is the best case scenario, and Purdue coming from where they're located at. So of course that makes sense. But here we've got it. Oh man, that makes a lot of sense to me. But that doesn't necessarily take full credit. The ping is not just everything. You still have to make shots on both sides. But right now it's going to be left up to Cyber. Cyber down to a 1-on-5 here. And now they've got it here. You got it 3-8 now.
Man, we were even saying the other day we'd be happy with like 30 ping.
Oh yeah.
And to see single digits for the entire team. Holy smokes. I'm sure that's getting into the minds of Rochester. But they've been able to bounce back in that last round and get a 3rd on the board. So we're now seeing 2 players making their way quickly into the apartments. Corrupt is going to spot him as that firebomb just flutters into place. Shoutouts find a different angle for himself. He doesn't want to push up A ramp anymore. Hasn't had success. And they are widely spread out. They didn't want to take mid control this time. They put 1 player there, and that's Cyber.
Yeah, they dropped the bomb. If you notice, it's actually in the apartments this time. And so they've got 1 player that's watching, that's kind of creeping around. That is Cyber. Cyber is watching this mid area. And so he's going to slowly continue to creep up here, noticing that he still does not have, he has not been challenged at all. And there you can go. You can see you got 1 player peeking out. Now he knows it's going to be able to bait something out here. And a great shot by Shotup. He's just playing this so well, so methodical. And he's able to watch certain angles, and K2GG just lets players just go on by. And Nusti underpass still finds himself 1. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, Corrupt is just not having fun at that position. He's been picked off by Elijah in that position I think 2 or 3 times now, and just MJB cannot connect the shot. 3-8, and at some point you got to start wondering, when is he going to start getting hot for his team? So that smoke's going to leave a little bit of a gap. He's going to see them both cross, and they're going to go hunting now. It's hunting season. Sobs revealed his position, and Shotup has the exact call out, but he's not able to lay in the shot. And now gets Sov, and they're getting ever so close to MJB, who still can't connect. He's able to find 1, and he's got 22 HP. The bomb's going to explode soon, but he's burned alive, and Fresh was pushing on the other side. They can't save anything. 9-3.
Wow.
Purdue coming through like a train, as you can see in their avatars. That is the Boilers.
Man, just powering through. You know, this is not the same Rochester that we've seen. Just have a few little flaws here and there, and just not able to win gunfights. Oh my goodness, MJB, where you at? As oh, Cyber decides to peek out with a knife. Not even a shoulder peek. Not a quick AD or anything. And there's a crack right there in that smoke, and he'll try to get the best angle that he can find. Still trying to be able to check this one out there. There's a flashbang over the top. That's going to be able to push him right in the. Oh, and there it is. Shot up. Able to find Sav. Farrell's going to go ahead and challenge now, but he will not win that fight. We talk about it quite a bit. I mean, we know we've talked about it behind the scenes as well. Shot up is a MDL player, and we talk about, you know, how much does that mean? You just got to know about the quality of play that you're playing against. And Shot Up just looks, you know, he's up on a pedestal in most of the times that we've seen him in the server.
You also got to wonder, what kind of mental damage does that do going against him? We've been talking about this whole tournament, right? Other than the first match we saw of him as he walks away with 3 in this round. There's the second and the third just right on top of the stairs. Just look how clean that was. You just got to think to yourself of, all right, we've watched Shot Up play. We've watched him play a lot, in fact. And he's run through everyone. Are we going to be the team that stops him? Or are we going to be the team that falls to him? And every team, I'm sure they're telling him, we're going to be the one that stop him. But as they see him just keep continuously finding these kills and finding these picks, they start wanting to themselves, oh no, are we going to fall to that same trap? And Rochester right now, they have. It's 10-3 on the T side for Purdue. And once again, Purdue just doing what they're comfortable with. They're sending 1 to connector, and they're taking over catwalk and connector as Shot Up finds another one.
Oh, Corrupt wants this. I want this too. There it is.
Ah!
Did
he do it right?
Yep, you did. Good job.
Nice, thanks, Corey. As well, it seems like they did it right as well. As that Mag 7's got a, okay, actually had the USP in hand. But yeah, that is a Mag 7 in his hands. He's going to upgrade that to an AK. Actually throws his pistol away. He wants that back. Okay, he's not even going to grab it. He's going to run through a fire, and Noosty heard the footsteps, heard him coming through the fire, swings them. 11-3 in favor of Purdue. This is their map pick, but goodness, they love this map.
Yeah. Purdue has just amazed me each and every time that we've watched them. They've gotten better and better and better every single time as MJB finally connects with that AWP.
Last round of the half, he was bound to get a shot eventually. He's happy to at least get it now. Stop the bleeding where they can. He finds himself a second.
Yeah. As we look at it, this, of course, is the map pick coming in for Purdue.
So Fresh had no idea where Corrupt was shooting from. And that's a quick round number 15 in the books.
Look at those rounds that they've won ever so often, and that's why they can never get their money back. Of course, the way that the game works, the new economy, it's not as drastic, but still.
11-4 in favor of Purdue as we swap sides. So we'll look down the scoreboard. Shot Up leading the server. No surprises. 16 with Noosty on 15. Elijah on 12. And on the flip side, we see Sav on 12 and Corrupt on 11. A lot of these players for Rochester need to step up now if they want to have a shot in Mirage. Next up is Nukes, their map pick, and here we go. Pushing out through the A site. That's a nice pickup on the Shot Up, and that's going to grant them the site and the bomb. So at least a better start for themselves now.
They know that the CT spawn, now they spot 2. They've pushed all the way through. K2GG going to be worrying about the flank. And here they come. Flashbang over the top is going to do some damage there as Noosty runs out of ammo. But be on the lookout. There's action inside of the site, and they are flanking around here. As Fresh is the last one alive, K2GG is over there towards the box. And this round is over already. As he does not. He could have been able to have it. He could have been able to hop onto the defuse, but it just didn't happen. 11-5 now as Rochester wins another pistol round.
So last time they won a pistol, Corey, they immediately lost, I think, what was it, 4 in a row?
I think, yeah, 3. I think it was
3 in a row?
Start,
Yeah, so there you see, they won the pistol, then lost 3 in a row, then won 1, 5 in a row, and that was just how that shook up. So
Yep, won the first and the last round of the first half, and then they won the first round here in the second half. Yeah, they spread the love all the way through without actually getting any consecutive rounds in a row.
Now this time, Purdue's not having the opportunity to force out anything better. Last time they forced out AKs and Galils, and now we just see them staying on pistols. They could have forced out some SMGs and some FAMAS, I suppose, but not necessarily the gun you want to force out. And on CT side, I don't think you want to force, especially when you have a 6-round cushion. And that's why they haven't. But we do see some upgraded pistols, and we see 2 players on the side as the bomb is starting to make its way to B. "50 seconds on the clock now, and it seems like the players are actually started rotating off B. But now they're going to hear sounds, and just getting shot from the side was Cyber, and he's out of the round, which means the bomb site is Rochester's. And with that, that should be the round. Let's see if they try to take this or if they just go for exits. They know that Fresh is coming from mid now. So you get a boost up on the shot up. He takes it from a different angle. He does some damage. Ooh, that's a nice peek there.
The old CZ.
Yes, it seems like they're trying to find for exits. They know where the last 2 players are at. And they're just trying to do some damage where they can. They're actually taking some nice swings here. Taking guns out of the hands as there goes Fresh. Shot up desperately wants that AK. Oh, no. Oh, oh no. If he would have gotten that is... Okay, 1 player, MJB, actually falls to the bomb, so... Purdue accomplishing the job of keeping those players close to the bomb, limiting what they're able to run away with, and they only keep a Galil for themselves, actually. So forcing all the AKs that we see now coming out. They're going to be on guns themselves, so Purdue's got a pretty good shot in this round, as we see the smokes flooding into the window. There's one on Cat. Seems like another default. Very similar to that of Purdue. Trying to take mid control. Smoking off, wow, all 3 positions actually.
Well, this is how they like to play. I mean, we talked about it during the pregame whenever we were watching the previous matchup with Kansas State. And, you know, they like to have mid control, and they do so by having 1 player inside of window, 1 on catwalk, and 1 in connector. Now, it's not for all 15 rounds, but it is for majority of them, about, I'd even say upwards to 12. And so we'll see if they're able to hold down these angles. Farrell able to get that pick there. That actually pulls Eli's partner. That's Cyber. Now Cyber's going to be able to creep up, and he's going to have to be able to help him out, give him some support. But that's going to be another one that's going to fall. And there you have it. The first time we see guns come out for Purdue in the second half is the first time that we see them win around here in the second half.
And that was just too easy. I mean, really, they just kept getting picked off 1 by 1. And yes, it's easy to say that. And Rochester, obviously, if they just won those gunfights, would be differently. But why put yourself in that position to just lose gunfights and then just lose the round? As now they're going a fast mid push through the smoke. They actually catch Fresh off guard, and Noosey gets 1. He says, guys, they're coming way too fast. I need some help. As we see shot ups on the site, he's found 1. He's trying to tap away at another. He knows that 1's on the stairs. That's Farrell, and he's super low. He's actually just dead now. K22G's worked his way in the back. They have no idea where he is at, and Eli's opting to leave that AK on the ground for now as K22G is snuck up into the perfect position. He's going to get spooked. Oh, he actually just looked at him. And
yeah, I figured that he would probably see him here in just a second.
The bomb is down. That's the important part. There's a minute left.
Now, here's the problem. If they decided to try to challenge him and they lost, then at that point, it'd have been a one-on-one with tons of time left on the round. But it doesn't be the case because that just never happens to Purdue for some reason. So 13-6 probably because they win gunfights. Has some really, really good accuracy in these games. And so right now we've got 13-6 score line coming in here. As now we see I think that's 4 players going to be heading here through, and there's going to be a flashbang coming over the top. There it is. And Fresh says, hey, well, that didn't blind me at all. And Matt's going to be able to finish around. He picks up the ace. Just throwing some stats on the board, helping him out. He's going to jump from 11 to 16 on that eco. 14 to 6 says you can see him at that last moment, how epic that was.
The important part is he picked up the pistol.
Yep, we had to highlight that.
We saw the ace. We caught the whole perspective,
yeah,
but what we didn't catch was the pistol. That's the important part.
Yep, that's where he got it.
As we're on board with him there is, oh, all right, Cyber completely blind. That's how blind they wanted Fresh to be.
Yes.
It was the flip side of that, and that pick's going to give them the confidence to start storming into this B-bomb site. Players are starting to rotate over as Eli can't find the shots with the FAMAS. And all right, well, that was a successful B hit. It's left a shot up, and he's coming through market. Let's hop on board with him to see how he wants to take this.
Yeah, pretty sure he's going to try to take it too.
If I'm him, I'm going to. I mean, look at this. They're lining up to give him 1v1s. This is not how you need to be playing this. You need to get a crossfire, get something. The next player he's going to find is, okay, he's Corrupts. And once again, Corey, I know I was going on a little bit of a tangent there, but they allowed a player like Shot Up to get in positions to go on 1v1v1v1s. And we know he's capable of doing that, so they're thankful they were able to close him out and stop the bleeding. And they find number 7 on the board as Eli picks up a Mag 7.
We'll see here what they decide to do.
It's the second time we've seen that this game.
Eli likes to, I mean, that's one of his main positions. We've seen this time and time again here over by the apartments.
So, Corey, what do you think is the advantage over a Mag 7 versus an auto shotgun? Or is it just preference?
It's preference, yeah. I've seen all the double shoulder peek, and Fresh says, no, no. I'm going to go ahead and take you out.
What is Sav, a cat?
Get out of my connector.
There you have it. K22G might be in for a bad time if he pushes any closer. This Corrupt gets taken out. Oh, that was a huge flank from Shot Up. It's actually,
oh my
Eli's not able to find any success, and Cyber's found a great shot. And this guy on A-bomb site, who is that? That is Farrell. Oh, he's getting pinched from every which way. And Shot Up's going to poke up now, and look at that. He's able to do it. Now that bomb carrier is real confused. That's MJB. He's like, well, I was about to join you, and then they surrounded you, and now I'm alone.
Yeah.
And now he's out. Wow. Noosed, he's playing hot. Look at that. He's leading the server at 23. We're talking about Shot Up that round. He's only at 21.
Only.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
Only.
He's less kills than there are rounds, Corey, because in Shot Up's world, he's usually at least 3 or 4 above. But that is now map point.
Yeah, map point.
For Purdue, as they are going to go running through that smoke. And, well, it looks like that's all she's wrote. A Shot Up's in a fine position. He's going to find 1 and 2. Sav's able to stay alive for the time being. And, hey, he's got the bomb. There's a chance here. He's got to check for Cyber. And Cyber's been hot. And he has been hot enough. As that's 16 to 7. Man, wow. They really love that map.
Yeah, no question. All right, John. I think it's we're going to do our best. We're just going to push through and see, because right now Purdue, they've been taking some of these top teams in this tournament and showcasing the talent that they've got. And they'll take map number 1, 16 to 7. Our next map coming up next is going to be Nuke. This is Rochester's pick. I think there's a possibility we could go to a third map, but I think it's all up to Rochester what they want to do. They need to make some really successful. They need to start playing well against this team. But don't forget about that ping. I mean, we're talking the difference between 5 to 35 ping. When you start to look at it, the difference between 40 and 70, like that's the type of stuff that we're talking about. Because 35 is a low ping. We all like that. But there's a 30 millisecond difference between those two. And so that might be something else that I'm looking at. But we'll hop over here onto the next map here in just a moment. That's going to be on Nuke out of this best of 3. Whichever team loses this will go home. We'll see how that plays out on Nuke next. Visit GoArmy.com and learn about 150 different career opportunities available now. Esports and the U.S. Army working together to make things better as we're here at Esports Stadium, Arlington. This is the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational. Again, I'm Corey Dunn, joined here with Jonathan O. We are heading into map number 2. We're heading to Nuke. As Purdue had taken the first one there, 16-7. They're on Mirage. Of course, that was their pick, and we definitely understand why. We've seen them dominate on it time and time again, and we'll see what they're going to be able to do on a map like Nuke. Last time we saw Purdue on Nuke, that was earlier today. They played against Kansas State, the team that they actually defeated, and that game ended up going 16-12. They're in favor of Kansas State, so this is not necessarily Purdue's real map. That was the first time that they've ever played Nuke as a team. And you're really kind of thinking about it, John, and you want to reiterate on the point you were making. These players could have been practicing different maps whenever they formed this team together. And also they played early in the tournament too, so watching them, they could have played one match and they go, cool. And then they could have been scrimming and pugging and like working on a bunch of different play styles, trying to be able to find their way. Now you can see Purdue going to be starting off on the CT side, and we'll see how this pistol round works. Again, we watched it before, and on Mirage, pistol rounds went to Rochester. Let's see how this one plays out. They're pushing here towards the upper bomb site. And they're just tapping away through the smoke. And peeking out is going to be Cyber. Cyber's able to find one. He's joined there with Fresh. He actually finds two, and Fresh will fall. Here they come. They push, try to be able to push through the smoke. There's some team shooting going on right now, and they have really good control. And Purdue, as I talked about before, I didn't mention it in map number 1, but Purdue has a really good pistol. And you want to know why, John? It's not because of strategy. It's just because of raw talent and just executing based off of the play style that they have, them as an individual, and then making things happen. There's no crazy strats. The only strat that they have is follow the leader. And everybody team shoot together. And we just saw what they did on the CT side. They team shot together, and they made that happen. They pick up the pistol round.
I would say clicking heads is a strategy, and a good one at that. Oh, look at those grenades flying through. That's a lot of damage on the side of Rochester. Now there's even fire to fall through. They've got an idea that they're going outside.
Oh my
Corrupt,
goodness.
burning alive. But, hey, okay, that fire's absolutely paying dividends now as Newsty. That's all 3 of his in his pocket as they are running down to that B bomb site. Ooh, K22G says, surprise, here I am, popping through vents, and now is Fresh. Trying to put him down. As MJB is towards Secret. That bomb is down, and this rush has just not worked out for them. They burned alive. Those grenades did far too much damage. Noosy's going to turn the corner. Excuse me, Fresh is going to turn the corner, and he's going to find MJB. And that is round number 2 very quickly in favor of Purdue. Corey, do you remember if when we were on Nuke earlier today, did Purdue start on the CT side or did they start on the T side? I want to say they started on the CT side because I feel like I said Kansas.
No.
Kansas.
Yeah, so it was Kansas pick. They started on the CT side. You're correct.
Kansas started on CT side.
No. You're correct because
Okay.
it was Kansas's pick, and so Purdue selected they had selected the CT side. So
Okay.
you're correct on where you're assuming.
Okay, we know that ended up at 12-16 in favor of Kansas State, and we'll have to see. It seems like Cyber's still confident enough to play from that ramp position, and we saw how much he struggled. But this is a new team. They've had some time to refresh themselves, think about that last match, even potentially watch it, think of where they thought it went wrong, and adjust. This one seems like Rochester's trying to take it slow. They don't have the bomb. Looks like they're wanting to go outside. Actually, excuse me, they're in lobby. Right inside lobby, and now they picked up the bomb shot. Let's find a nice pick there on the MJB in garage. He's just going to fall back to the site as Sav is way behind enemy lines. It seems like they are indecisive about where they want to go as Newsty and Fresh, they jump out of the vents and say, here we are. They find 2. bomb is going down sight. Shotup's going to go through that. He's going to smoke it off. Not in time. As the bomb goes down, and Sal's found himself in heaven. They still have no idea that he's there, and one player goes up to heaven, finds him. They're now calling that out. Shotup's able to find him in heaven. All of that flanking, all of that walking around, trying to get behind enemy lines, trying to get an advantage, ultimately meant nothing, as it is 3-0 in favor of Purdue. That was a gun round from the side of Rochester. Absolutely shut down. And look at that. 3 AKs being handed over to the side for Purdue as Shot Up is already on 4, as Noosty is also on 6.
All right. So we're going to see a couple Deagles, a Scout, and a Tech 9. Actually, that Tech 9 gets tossed over to another teammate. And we'll see if they can find a way to start picking up some rounds, because they need to start doing some damage right now. As there's the first Scout shot just barely missing. Uh-oh. MJB has found, not only Shot Up, but has found an AK in this round.
Shot Up found himself at, that was a really strange position, really far up, no utility to cover him. And that's just going to be an AK handed right over. Rochester's going to thank him for that as Cyber's gotten aggressive. Oh no, Cyber, you didn't check your corners. And that's what you get. So now they rushed into that B bomb site. There's no one to check them. They're going to get this bomb down. It's a 3v3. Ooh, that's a great shot. 2v3 now. So they're going to find themselves yet another AK. All of these players finding a weapon in their hands. As Fresh is going to find one. That's the Scout. Not too much of an impact there, as they have set up great crossfires for each other, as Corrupt was able to watch that position. He's easily able to take out that player. Now it's just left Eli. He's got a mighty task ahead of him, and he could not find that shot soon enough. So the first round of the board in the hands for Rochester. Took them 4 to do it, but they'll take it. We'll have to see why they wanted to pick Nuke. I don't think we've seen Rochester on Nuke, have we?
We've watched a lot of Counter-Strike.
I can go back in my notes and find it, of Corey. So we look at this round. Rochester's, they're wanting to take it outside. Oh, excuse me. One player's outside, and the other player's just going quickly to lobby, and Farrell's going to find Eli. And once again, just kind of look at that line they've set up for themselves. 2 players in lobby, 1 player on top of Marshmallow, and the other one just right outside. Shotup's going to find him, and he's not going to bother with that fight. It seems like Rochester's just trying to make a wave as they move through the map.
Yeah, they're just playing this passive. They're playing for picks. And they see who can they be able to find here. As Farrell is poking a little bit further there. Trying to get past that mini garage. Probably going to find one player there, that being Noosty. Here in a second. Here comes the attack. Shot Up swings. Cyber picks up too quickly. And just like that, it's left up to Farrell. Farrell, who found one player over there by Mini Garage, is now going to head back over here towards the lobby. But the bomb has fallen inside of the ramp room. And there we have it as, oh, Fresh almost lets him live for too long. But there you have it. Another round coming in here for Purdue.
So as I'm looking through my notes, we haven't seen Nuke. We've seen it for the side of Purdue, but Rochester, as we're looking at Shot Up here, they actually knew he was there, was trying to spray him and just couldn't find him. The combination of him and Cyber is too strong there to hold the B ramp. And Corey, something I want to call out really quick is Rochester and Purdue were in the same group. They did not play because that very first game from Purdue was not good. It was 16-6 in favor of Ryerson. Ryerson then went to play Rochester, and then in that match, Rochester advanced from the group.
Interesting.
So they did not have a chance to play in groups, as Purdue obviously made their way through. So that is why these two teams avoided each other. And we have not seen Nuke from Rochester.
And that was a 3-team group, is that correct?
Was not. There was 4.
There was 4?
Yeah, we don't need to get in the weeds of who was in that group, but it was a 4-team group.
Well, just the fact that it takes this long for the 2 teams to play that were in a group together. Oh, my goodness. Great control He's going to go ahead and bait them out, make them feel a little bit. Oh, my goodness. That is a third coming in for shot up. And Eli says, I want some of that action. And now MJB is finally, he has had enough.
Yeah, he was just pre-firing that angle. And he's got hhimself a good angle, but he's got 4 players going around. You can't check all angles at once. And, oh, man. Oh, me, oh, my. Shot up's at it again, Corey. 9-4. And as a timeout on the side of Rochester, as their money – it's not looking great, and I feel like I'm saying that a lot. I know that this room that we're in is 20-something thousand square feet, 28,000, 30, and there's an echo. But I've repeated this so many times. Rochester's money's broken. We saw almost a similar result, Corey. The only difference is that Rochester this time lost the pistol, lost some following rounds, and they need to break that cycle from what we saw last time of winning a round and then going about 3, not maxing out their loss bonus, and then winning. And then losing another 3-5, and then winning. And then because they're almost like hurting themselves by not getting to a max loss bonus. And then following that up with a loss.
John?
It's just painful.
They haven't had a lead against Purdue.
Since 1-0?
Since 1-0.
Wow. Well, they're going to be happy to find that shot at least, Farrell. Still showing he can do some damage. Not too worried. And, hey, you wanted a sequel? Here it is. That's 2 out of the round just like that.
Yeah, of course, that's 1-0 from the first map.
That is correct. And even if they were 1-0 on this map, they still wouldn't have the lead, technically. They'd be, you know, a map down.
I would still.
If you want to think about it in that sense. But
no, I would have considered it, but they lost pistol round, so.
And that they did. So that's a good position from Nusi. He drops down, loses control, and maybe should have stuck there, as this is going to be an eco win for the side of Rochester, unless Cyber can say otherwise. And I'm pretty sure we've seen a few clutches from Cyber today.
We have. Well, we've seen clutches from Cyber before. It's and even 1v3s. They've seen him try to win. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to try to see if he waits for the smoke to clear and just see what he can find. If he narrows it down to 1v2, he actually – oh, my goodness. If he would have been able to take out that one, he may be able to find a second. And then there could have been some other exchanges that could have occurred. But there you have it. So you've got Rochester. They've now picked up their second round of this match.
So, Corey, just for the sake of it, it was Rochester, LA Tech, Purdue, and Ryerson in that group, and that took place on May 1st.
Oh, my. That's so long ago.
Yes, it is. It is May 9th today. Over a week.
More than a week ago when these two teams were in the same group but still didn't play against each other.
And it feels like it's been over a week since we've seen MJB get a kill on that AWP, but he's starting here.
Ouch.
And round number 8. Hey, he was kind of slow last map.
Ruthless.
I was going to say it feels like it's been a while, but he could be heating up. You didn't let me finish my point.
Jono works at Esports Stadium Arlington. There you go, MJB. Just letting you know.
Oh, man.
Wow, man.
You got to tell my
Too
mom's
real.
maiden name, too?
Too real. All right.
That one hit deep, Corey. Oh, my voice gave out there, too. I blame that on the 13 days straight of casting, but.
Yeah, we can keep leveraging that as much as we'd like to.
Perfect. Well, if you've given me the permission, then we can. But
yep. We
see now a 3v5. Okay, well, goodbye, Fresh. Says okay, goodbye, Sub. Goodness.
All right, trade after trade. Oh, there you are. All right. And there's the bomb. It falls. Oh, MJB is down to 13 health, and that's going to be enough. Trade after trade after trade after trade. It is the stock market here in this game. As now the game has been paused, and it is a tech pause as Cyber calls out a packet loss.
And so does MJB actually leaves the game too. I wonder if MJB, he was the player that we saw. Oh, MJB's having latency issues again, it looks like. Over 100 there. That might be why he left, is just to
he just
rebalance.
Joined the server.
That is true. A packet loss, huh? Well, that's a first.
Yeah, so packet loss is not fun to play with. I mean, that's basically the shots that you've seen on your client side, and you're not seeing them hit. That definitely can become frustrating. Oh man.
Corey, of course, is reading the in-game chat right now while I have to
It's
watch
all
the pause screen.
it's all positive. I truly believe that players should get the ability to have a fair chat and be able to talk to each other, even if it's trash talk. I think they should be allowed to be able to trash talk. With, of course, there's absolute extremities. I think Twitch chat gets even worse than anything that happens in-game chat sometimes.
Naturally.
But I do believe. I mean, we've seen some big leagues that are out there that where accidentally had the chat be exposed. I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it's the player's fault whenever the chat gets exposed if they were talking trash or saying things that are inappropriate, because that's just the way it goes.
And I mean, it's always comes down to the production, right? That's what my opinion is, at least. And I think I might know some of the examples you're talking about,
Yep,
but
we
we're going to
won't.
get into the round number 9. 6-2 in favor of Purdue. As this will be a gun round for both teams. Money's not looking great for either. So Rochester, if you're looking to get some more rounds on the board, this is the one you start with. You're going to find yourself 3, and then you can find yourself a 4. Shot up is just all over the place. Popping up from Secret and Cybers in no man's land with that MP9. Yeah, I at some point I'm starting to wonder if they should have another player playing towards B ramp, because he's just not had a good time. His shot up's going to get shot up from behind. Okay, well, he peeks before that happens, and he has such awareness in this position. He even gets the AK, and he finds another. You got to be kidding me. He shot up. Why does he keep doing this over and over? He's got the ace stripped from him. It was dead to rights, and Fresh is closing out the round. I mean, he's fine with not getting the ace. But this guy's awareness is just on another level. They were about to come behind him. He pokes out, gets aggressive first. He expects the swing from the second player, and he takes him out. Runs through the door and gets the third. I want to see that again. So there's the player on Secret. So there you can see he pokes out, and he just knows there's going to be a player. He just absolutely knows, because, of course, then he swings out, gets aggressive, gets the ace taken from him right now. But, oh, my gosh, shot ups. This guy, I mean, Corey. I'm speechless.
Yep. Well, one of the things that I really like about what Shot Up is doing, we talk about him a lot, but there's a reason for it, is his position that he plays on Nuke. It allots him the capability to do so many things. He plays right here. And we'll go ahead and watch this round pan out as he sprays as much as he can. But now he's going to have to rely on his teammates. And I think I like the tactic that Rochester has here. As now it's going to be down
first.
Yeah, just go right for it. The only way to take out a King Cobra, just right, take the head right off. And so now they're working together. They're going to see that the bomb is actually going down towards the lower bomb site, and the bomb is out there in the open. They know the door is open. It's going to be the exit. Noosey just barely missing. And Sav, who's got 6 HP. Oh my gosh. As Eli is all over the place. Good play there as MJB knew that he was low on health, but look at him trying to be able to stick. Oh no, he pulled at him.
He got spooked.
Oh, he pulled him away.
He's still sticking it. Oh, he came off again. That should be the round for MJB now. Does he have time? I don't think so. He should just start running at this point. Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
No!
Oh no! Way!
Okay. Oh man, what a stick.
Oh, this is where I would type in chat, as you said, fair play, Corey.
.00001.
Actually.
No,
Okay. I was about. Hey, you just said it with too much confidence, Corey. I just trust everything you say. Okay.
Everyone does.
But this is one of those times where if you say chat's fair play, there's only 2 letters I'm typing in chat right now. It's E and Z. That is it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I think we were so close to the point where the bomb actually explodes, but then it's like a Ghostbuster moment, and it just just sucks right back in.
Good Lord. I got to check my heart rate after that one. I'm still alive, okay?
Man.
Shot up. Here he goes again, just circling all over the map, and I don't think that one was exactly where he wanted it to land, but Shot up is still in the round. I'm not putting this one away just yet, Corey.
Well, they're going to definitely try to win this round because they're having so much fun.
That's a good half. I mean, this is Nuke. Let's take a step back here really quick. This is Nuke.
I'm staying here.
8-3 score line.
This is my position. I'm staying here.
Well, we've got wheels on our chairs. We can push it away from the desk a little bit. So, 8-3 score line in favor of Purdue. I wouldn't say this is, for what we would expect of Nuke, this is not too far out of the ordinary. This is Rochester's pick. Maybe they've already looked at this half and just thought, we just need 5. Maybe we just need 4 if they're feeling that comfortable. As we're now seeing a very aggressive eco push from the side of Purdue. They're not able to find anything. Snoosty's able to give one an AK for himself. They absolutely are not going to challenge that position now that he's there, and so he starts to rotate. 2 players outside, and Elijah's in a great position. He's only able to find one, but he's going to make him do the tango. They want to take him out as he's strafing back and forth, and wow, he's actually connected some shots here. He has no business in this round. They're going to take him out 8-4. Okay, starting to get some momentum as Rochester. Look at the money. It's there.
Yeah, remember, this is a CT-sided Nuke, so we'll find out whenever Purdue played Kansas State earlier today. I mean, they fought back and forth, and we'll see how well they're able to play here. And whenever they're on the T side, of course, it works in their play style for them. But one of the things I was talking about, Shot Up plays so many different positions because his initial position is Hut, playing that floor in the upper bomb site. As peak after peak. Cyber, though, has been playing this angle, and he continues to play this choke. He just needs to go ahead and regroup and fall back here with his teammates. But Shot Up gets taken down by K22G, and Fresh pushes into the lobby. They now know that the bomb was dropped. Of course, it will get picked back up here in a second, but it may take some time for them to be able to pick it up because they want to be cautious. They don't know where Fresh could be. And so now you can see them working their way back towards the outside. Eli, right next to that squeaky door. Oh, look at these weird angles. There's going to be some team shooting that might happen. As K22G holding the outside, waiting for his teammates to join up with him. Let's see what we got here. As the bomb is dropped to Sov. Now, don't forget, MJB is at 24, K22G at 9. So this FAMAS can be lethal if they decide to be able to push through here. And more importantly, so can the MP9. And he plays that so well. His teammate did a great job being able to lock down the mini garage. And so he was able to basically backtrack. So as soon as he saw his teammate do well, he pulled away. And then he was able to come back into the action because at that point, MJB had to make the assumption the area was clear, had to make a quick call because there was not a lot of time left in the round. And Purdue puts another round on the board. Here comes some grenades. But we will see a good little gunfight coming our way here, John.
And actually Shot Up's on the AWP this time instead of Noosty. Curious as to know why that is. But hey, maybe he's just feeling it. He's 17 and 10. And if he's feeling it, just give it to him. Now Cyber's rotated positions. And we've seen trades now. And oh, wow, they're all starting to go in favor of that of Purdue. And there's only one player left.
Always do. They always do.
One player left. As Shot Up still decides to stay with that op. Bomb's going to go down. He's opened all the doors. Is Sov. He's going to start making his way towards ramp. I actually like where he's trying to play this position. They're going to float onto the side. Oh! It looks like they shut the doors on themselves and then reopened it.
Yeah, it's just trying to be able to bait it out there. As here comes the molly.
He's got us. Oh, he doesn't have
He
smoke.
doesn't know. Oh, but it wasn't enough. He's still able to defuse it. Oh, my goodness. Great awareness coming from Fresh. And he says, sure, I'll take that free $300. We'll wait for 8-track for the soundboards for later. But 10-4 is the score coming in here for Purdue.
That's a heartbreaker. He's like, all right, I'm playing this so good. I got the Molotov, I get the positioning. I played exactly for what I wanted. And then we cut over to Fresh, and he's just like,
beep, beep. Oh, that's rough.
That is indeed. 10-4 is the score line. If Rochester's able to get a 5, I would still say that's, par for the course. So, despite we saying a lot of rough encounters, a lot of rough trades that have gone to the favor of Purdue, I'd say 10-5 still is not terrible. So as we see Cyber, he's tried to rotate positions, and man, he just has had no fun in this position. He gets a trade. But man, let me tell you, Cyber on B ramp is just, he has so much more potential than just getting 1 kill at a time, as Nusi just gets so aggressive. He's only able to find 1. Eli's going to open this door. The bomb's not going to be there. Shot up's going to get caught. So this is going to be a 5th on the board here, unless Eli's got a trick up its sleeve. And this time, I don't think they're going to let him defuse it.
That was fresh last time.
It was, but I'm just saying I don't think they're going to let him defuse it.
No, of course.
So he's going to try to get his way in. There's so many angles to watch, and he sees one player, and that's the last thing he sees before he's taken out. It's looking real good for Purdue, 10-5. As mentioned, Corey, the theme of Nuke is that it's very CT-sided, and so this is not an irregular scoreline. In fact, par for the course, as I've already mentioned. So we'll have to see. The pistol round's everything. And against a team like Purdue, we know in this tournament, we've built this storyline, they have strong pistols. And if they're even able to get the bomb down too, it can start getting dicey. But here we go. Where are they going to start with? No utility, and it seems like one player got stabbed in the back, and that's Cyber. They're just going to make their way quickly to the B ramp. There's only one player there, and it's Sov. Oh, actually, you know what? They've bamboozled them. They're going heaven.
Yeah, pretty common. You can also see how Corrupt immediately adjusted for this. As he's still tapping away, runs out of ammo, but he's still alive, and Shot Up decides to try to jump up on top of the bomb tray, and then Farrell picks up 2. Good job by Rochester by just holding positions and just listening for audio cues. They had one player that basically fell back towards the ramp room, down towards lower, and then the rest just watched their flanks. So they played it extremely well. USBs are very strong. So Rochester picking up the pistol round. And within no time, this could be a close game. As you can see, Purdue, since they didn't get the bomb planted, they elected to just go ahead and save all together. They did not buy a single thing.
They absolutely do not. Well, actually, Corey, that's a P250 I'm looking at in the hands of Newsty. So that's 1. We'll see if that 1 makes a difference. He was the only player who got a kill last round. And that's why he's on the same standing with the rest of his team after that bye. Otherwise, just Glocks across the board. As they slowly creep in, Corrupt is just going to find an easy kill there. Actually, MJB is going to be able to pick it up. This round's about all she wrote here, Corey, is these Glocks, and singular P250 now is not going to be strong enough, as MJB finds himself 3.
Yeah, Corrupt was wanting 1 of those, and he got 0 of them.
Oh, wow, yeah, he sure did. I thought he had at least had 2.
No. Each time his teammates just kept sliding in.
MJB said, oh, that's your kill? That's my kill.
My kill. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I was getting at, the guy with the,
yep,
you made this, I made this.
Exactly, yeah.
10-7 scoreline in favor of Purdue, but it is their T side. We now see AKs coming out, and important thing to know here from Rochester is they did not reinvest. They kept all the guns that they had.
MP9s.
It's a strong weapon, especially on Nuke, I would say, with these tight corners. They're able to hold a nice position for themselves. These MP9s can do heapings amount of damage. As we see, they've made their way towards Secret. All 5 of them. They are going loud.
Yeah, they're letting them know. This is our goal. And we might actually see them. As you can see, Shot Up was kind of clearing different angles, but they haven't cleared them all yet. And so Shot Up, they're basically waiting before they execute. They do not want to just fall directly into a trap. And but every angle is watched.
Well, one thing to note, one player actually rotated off. That's Farrell. He's going to see that smoke grenade come out, so he'll know where one player's at. They don't know about Corrupt. They still don't know about Corrupt, and that's the bomb carrier. Eli's able to find the kill. So that position was all for naught. It did 93 damage, but it needs to get a kill. And oh, actually, that Molotov's going to close out Eli.
30 seconds.
There is 30 seconds, and Shot Up was watching for a flank. Now he's going to get the bomb down. So coming from Secret, I believe that was MJB. As Barrels come running in.
And it's left up to Sean Up down to this 1-on-2. That Molly's going to go ahead and come across here. He can be able to pick this one up. He just needs to be able to challenge. He spots him. He needs to be able to make the move. He couldn't. And that Molly comes in huge.
I'm pretty sure he had a smoke and didn't realize it. He picked one up. I saw it rolling down the stairs. I think he had picked it up and not realized it. Maybe it was just checking for the player to see if he was sticking it, but then he got indecisive. He started tap dancing in the fire. He was like, oh, my feet are hot. And the next thing he knows, he just fell out of the round. So not the rounds you want to see fall on the cards of Rochester like that if you're a fan of Purdue here. 'Cause that one definitely got a little bit messy. Here we go, 10-8. Still in the favor of Purdue. They've had a cushion. It's just starting to dwindle round by round. So now we see MJB's playing very close to CT, and I don't know why they're trying to peek him. That's not an angle that they can really contest that strongly as Fresh just goes down. Now MJB's fearing for his life. Actually just runs way back into spawn. I guess for good reason. If you look at over there, Cyber and Shot Up actually want to hunt down that AWP, and they sure do. Look at that. I'm surprised they hunted it down so much. I guess they really wanted to take it out of the round, and Sav is finding himself in a good spot. He's going to find Eli here. Eli is going to get caught off guard. He looks away. Oh, that timing. Corey, you say it over and over again. CS timing, and golly, that was just painful. He had his crosshair in exactly the right spot, and it seems like Noosty did too, as they're going to get their first T round on the board as it's 11-8. And the money, oh, excuse me, I was just only looking at the first person. The money's, oh, okay. You know, I just need to start looking at everyone's money before I start saying the money. Some of the players on Rochester don't have a great standing, and ooh, the timeout at the very last second.
All right, let's see what they end up deciding to do. Corrupt sitting at 7-13. You've got K2GG at 10-15. We can see how this game has been going so far. And
wow, MJB's actually way up there on the ADR.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's an opper, so.
I mean, he hasn't been getting many kills on that. I mean, he's got 20 and 16. I think he's just had multiple rounds of multi-kills, and
yeah.
I mean, he's making an impact. I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just saying.
He's, 20 and 16.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago. Could you believe it?
Oh, man.
I was still in college. I could have competed in this tournament. Perhaps on UTD JV, right?
All right, see if he. Oh, there comes the double. As you talk smack about him, John.
I'm not talking smack.
And there we have it. AWP coming out with the clat there on Ramp Room.
I just said he was having an impact just with other weapons. And it just so happens that this round he finds a collateral. I mean, of course that's how it's supposed to happen. I'm the guy talking, and then I make a fool of myself, and everyone in Twitch chat just spams their emotes, and that's how we move forward from this conversation. As they move forward with the A execute. They're starting to throw the utility in now. Shot Up was one of those players taken out. And it seems like it's a fake. It's all a ruse as they go slow. As K22G is going to find himself in a bad position as Noosty's taking him out. Flip side. 3 on the board for MJB, and they quickly go downstairs. And there is the B bomb site just ready and waiting for him. But oh, so is Farrell. And that's the bomb. I didn't notice that he was so close to that position. And Noosty, he's just going to run in. He's got 40 seconds to work with, but he's just going to try and make it quick. Oh, that's a good shot. That's at least the start of something. Oh, that's another good shot. Oh, my goodness. 3 crazy shots.
He's looking for the ace right now, John. 30 seconds in the round. He's got the bomb. He's playing against Corrupt. Corrupt is assuming that he's probably down by lower, and that would be the right assumption, but guess what? There's a ladder that connects to the lower and upper bomb site. Now Corrupt's going to hear him running here to this position, and the bomb getting planted. John, one-on-one.
This should not have even been possible. He just finds 3 ridiculous shots back to back to back. I mean, you blink and 3 players on the side of Rochester are dead. They might have even been talking, all right, how are we going to play next round? And just be like, okay, we need to come back to this round. And he's playing this perfectly. The only problem is this door is closed. He's going to hear it open now. He doesn't have a kid, and he's checking it, and of course, Noosty's going to find that last headshot.
Oh, my.
He gets the ace. Cold-blooded. All of that work with the AWP was for naught. He had 3 kills as MJB, but Noosey says, you know what? I can do better than 3. I got myself an ace, and look at that. Here's that first shot. And then the second shot I thought was great. Boom. And then he just finds the quick flick onto the op. Oh, my Lord.
Oh,
Noosey. We haven't talked nearly enough about him in this series, and he's played fantastic.
Yep. Noosey's a great player. I think all of these players are really, really good. I think Cyber's got a little things that he can be able to work on, but overall he's a good leader in the sense of just letting his team play the game. And those doors are about as holy as Sav was before he was taken out of the round. MJB and K22G, as we're on board here with MJB, just looking to be able to take away a couple weapons. They will not be going for this round.
On that timing once again, everything working against Rochester right now, and that is just painful. We saw that a few rounds earlier with Sav, where he had the perfect flank on Eli, and then he just, at the last second, looked away and just, man, Rochester just can't catch a break. It's round number 22, and they're going to have rifles. That wasn't eco. That money is just starting to build up for the side of Purdue. If you're a fan of Rochester, you would love to see them start bouncing back, and this is the round that they're going to have to make it work. Sav's in a great position. He's going to find one. Oh, no! He doesn't find it. 6 HP is shot up, and he's just going to run into the site behind that. He's confident no one else is there. They haven't been able to get the bomb in the site just yet, and shot up's just finding the position. Look how aggressive this guy is. He doesn't care. He's got 6 HP, and he's still hunting. Because why not? He's going to poke out now, and he's going to get shot. But he's done the damage. That's allowed his team to bomb site. They're going to get it down now, and it is just down to Corrupt. What an impact player.
Wow. I think Purdue, the way that they're playing this is they've been doing it since day one. We just didn't realize it. The play style is just the individual talent from every single one of these players. And you want to talk about a team that trades over and over and over again, and then in the end they just find themselves on top. And that's what we heard from Cyber. We talked with them. Talked about the fact of how they play this game, and really it's they all play. They've got a lot of good individual skill. As we take another look here.
Man, just look at that awareness from shot up.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this in a tournament. I may be wrong.
All 4 timeouts?
All 4.
There might have been one earlier. I think Kansas State.
Kansas State was probably more than likely probably did use all of theirs.
But you are absolutely right, Corey. Rochester is trying to pull all the resources that they can. Oh, my goodness, 2 shotguns.
You got 1 auto and 1 mag. They do not want to get to tie point. They do not want to allow Purdue to get to tie point because they believe that it's probably over from there because it's going to be very, very difficult for them to claw their way back. Let's see what they end up doing with these shotguns. More than likely, you probably see 1 bite the squeaky door. But we'll let them kind of tell us the story. May have 1 up on top of hut. That could be the case.
I think Sav's probably going to play towards B ramp again. That's where we've always seen him as, they might have realized that it's eco coming through. And wow, shot up, just walking through that fire and just finding another shot. There's like another guy on hut. Call out where shot up's at. Just call him out. Tell him he's here. Find him. Kill him. Get him out of the server. There you go. It's Sav, but now it's a 1v1 with MJB. He's got full health to work with. Cyber's on 36. MJB's got a sharp shot, and there it is. He's able to close it out. Oh, that got scary. That got really scary.
That was close. I mean, it could have been. Could have absolutely went either way. Shot up getting that initial kill. And Corrupt is broke as well, and we now see we still see the auto coming out. Sav was able to save himself an M4.
Now they're expecting those outside smokes, and that's why they throw that Molotov. And there you see it, cutting that one off. Shot up just still continues to push forward. On the other side of the wall, that is Corrupt. Oh my lord, this guy just does it all. It's just trades coming back and forth. And Corey, you talked about it. This is the play style Purdue likes to play. And of course, why not shot up? Why not? Just find your way behind enemy lines. Get your teammate in position. They're going to take the A bomb site now. It's, oh, Elijah, not the best position. And oh my gosh, the timing. These guys can't catch a break. He was looking right at him, looks away in the last half second, and shot up, just walks out, sees the player not looking at him, because why not? Everything's going in favor of Purdue. All of the rounds, all of the timings, all of the shots, absolutely everything. This was supposed to be Rochester's map pick. I'm not sold. And as we see it, it's 15-9 in favor of Purdue. Sav's got a deagle, and he sees 4 people in front of him.
Yeah, something epic has to happen right now for Rochester. And there needs to be something amazing, highlight reel worthy. As you can see, Sav was able to get out of there. Now they're going to start pushing back towards the ramp room again. Shot up spots 1, as that was Corrupt. He had a scout. There's going to be another one working here towards the outside. Sav inside a ramp room has got himself one. He is untouched at this point.
That's all the damage he needed to do. He just needed to slow them down. He's accomplished what he needed to do.
Yeah, look out, though. You've got Shot Up who's working through the mini garage right now.
Ooh, the timing this time might not be in his favor as one player puts out from Secret. That's MJB finding a quick headshot, and they've turned this round into their favor. Starting to look up for the side of Rochester. Now there's 2 players. Ooh, that was a quick shot. There's Cyber. You know what? They've committed. They said, that's the only guy that plays B. Let's just go take the site. Great awareness here from the side of Purdue. That's going to be the bomb going down here shortly.
Yeah, and going ahead and mauling those double doors so they can easily get the plant. They smoked off the other doors. Now, oh, no, that's a big no-no, though. You think that that's going to be clear for that long? There's no way, no how.
Now they get to go shopping, as like you like to say, Corey. They find themselves 3 AKs when they had a Deagle, a Mag 7. I don't remember the other weaponry. I think there was some M4s in there, but it just was not a complete buy. And Rochester fighting to stay alive as they find some guns, and they will be thankful to find that. There's that first opening from Sav there, and there's the follow-up, and this is how they close it out with K22G. Rochester's a great team, Corey. We know what they're capable of. They need to dig deep, pull something out of the hat. They want to stay alive in this tournament. As once again, we see the auto shotgun from K22G. We're going for an outside hit. Looks like they're wanting to take it through mini.
It's crazy to think that Rochester is this close from being knocked out of the tournament. All in one fell swoop, all in one day, but Farrell wants nothing of it. But they're going to go ahead. Oh, no, MJB through the uprights. And so now both of the players are up there on top. That's going to go ahead and force their move here. And that's going to do it. Purdue Cyber finishing off the round, and they take that one 16-10. Are you kidding? Wow. Oh, my goodness.
How do they keep doing it?
They deserve it. I mean, the way that their team plays is just they just outgun their opponent. They just outgun their opponent. And seeing there, you've got Purdue taking this one 2-0. And Rochester's a good team. And
they're a fantastic team.
And they just had 3 maps in a row that were really tough for them just now. And that's actually going to send Rochester out of the tournament. They are not going to make it into the top 4. And that's something that is just hard to believe. And Purdue is going to be playing tomorrow.
Remember the first time we
Wow.
saw Purdue? It was 16-6, and we were thinking to ourselves, man, this team, that guy's an MDL player. Remember the thoughts that were just going through our head, just thinking to ourselves of this team's a little bit incomplete. It seems like they haven't played together.
Oh, yeah.
When we interviewed Shut Up, he was even kind of laughing around, says we haven't really quite played. He literally had just woken up. We were waiting on him to start that match to wake up. Ever since he woke up that one time, he's been woke this whole tournament. He dropped 30 in that last game. Cyber was able to close it out with those last 2 kills, the perfect Molotov, getting them out of the position. I mean, really, this team is just confidence.
Yep.
The team.
Yep.
If you have every single player playing with confidence in one another that they can take trades, this is the team that is what this looks like.
Absolutely. So, standing by with us from the U.S. Army CSGO team, we've got M8 again. M8, kind of talk us through. We saw some good maps, but it all went Purdue's way. Kind of talk us through a little bit of why it turned out the way it turned out. You had your push to talk as well, just to make sure.
It's always the same reaction.
It happens.
Oh.
It happens. It happens. Let's see.
Yeah, normally don't have my voice activation on. But yeah, thanks for having me once again.
No, absolutely.
Hello, everyone. But yeah, man, the nuke really had me on the edge there. It was actually, man, that 0-second diffuse.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. That was just crazy. MJB definitely had some words to say about that. I'm glad you guys had voice enable turned off. But yeah, going through the Mirage, really Purdue just kicked it off instantly with a lot of talent, and it really shows. I believe they only had 2 bomb plants on the T side, and the rest was just frags.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm not saying that they just played like a pug style game, because I could actually see they knew when the economy was low, when they wouldn't have any utility, and then they push into the bomb sites that way.
Sure.
If they knew it was an eco, they were playing back very passively and then slowly retaking it. But the team is very talented when it comes to just trading and knowing when to push and when to play back. And then as far as like Rochester go, they just couldn't get a break on Mirage. They didn't have enough momentum to get their economy going. And then once they switched sides, it looked like it might be a little bit of a comeback, but in the end, Purdue actually closed it out. And then Nuke was just absolutely beautiful. I loved everything about it. In the beginning, the Rochester really adapted very well to the way that Purdue was playing on CT side. They were able to see that they were pushing for information mid-round, and they were starting to punish that. So... and again, I think momentum was a huge thing in that Nuke match. The fact that that ace by who was that? Noosty? Man, that was beautiful. That just fired everybody up, and you could see him and just Shut Up just started plowing. They just started running around and just getting frags and trades, and I think it just completely changed the momentum and fired up the whole team up. And I think that's what in the end got him the win. But I got to say, MJB, good job on bouncing back from that lost clutch, because he still came out with some beautiful plays.
Absolutely.
I think it was round 5 when they got that wild one up on the team by, and out of all the places he could have picked outside, he could have picked inner. He goes ramping, gets that collab. So good job by him bouncing back in the end. Purdue taking it, but it was a great match, great series.
M8, I appreciate the analysis, and I think you are absolutely spot on with everything you said. And I want to share some information with you because it was something that was a shocker to us as we learned a little bit more. We had Cyber join us for an interview. He played earlier today against Kansas State, and that was a great series as well. We learned something during that interview here, M8. We learned the fact that this team was just put together at the start of our tournament, back in the very beginning, and then you can tell how much raw talent this team has. And as you said, it just takes one good in-game leader and a lot of talent to create a team that we just saw just now. So that was a pretty incredible play.
Their style might be a little bit puggy, but like I said, the trades are there. They still know their executes. They know their smokes and grenades. And again, when you just put a bunch of talented players together, There isn't too much of practice that you have to put in because everybody already knows their utility usage.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like a chess pieces. You just move them into the right positions on where
Exactly.
they want to play and where they're comfortable, and then after that they just go at it.
110% agree. I think when it comes down to it, whenever they hit bomb sites together, and it was about a trade game. It was who's going to come out on top, and the numbers always fell for Purdue every single time. M8, awesome. You have any other comments that you want to share with us?
No, that's it. I just appreciate you guys having me here again. I had to cover down for somebody, but again, beautiful 2 matches and enjoyed all of them. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, M8. It's always so cool to hear some of the different types of insights that we've got here from the U.S. Army CSGO team. We'll also get the chance to be able to see them. We're working on the details right now to make sure that we have everything, all of our ducks in a row for tomorrow. It is currently planned for them to play against the 3rd place team tomorrow, right before the finals. And so we'll be able to showcase their talents as well against these collegiate teams that are coming into a tournament. But they've got some tough teams to play against. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the currently where we have the lower bracket. This is where we sit right now. Purdue is the team that is now in place in a really good position. And then you can see right there you've got RMU and Kennesaw. That's going to be another one. That's going to be really good. We're going to lose a really good team coming up next here in just a moment. So right now we've got VCU, we've got UCF, we've got Purdue, and we've got RMU and Kennesaw. One of those teams are going home, and that's just crazy to think about, John.
I mean, we just lost a really good team.
We did just lose a good team, yes.
I mean, it might have sounded like I was talking a little bit trash to MJB, but but really, that team is fantastic. We saw Farrell stepping up many times throughout this tournament. We saw MJB hitting crazy off shots. Something in their juju was just off in this series.
Agreed.
I think going against UCF, they just something went on there. They went into this map, and I mean, M8, he just nailed it on the head.
Yep.
Everything he said was just absolutely – I'm not going to try to dive any deeper than what he
No
said.
need
He
to.
just got it on the – everything he hit the nail on the head on, and just Purdue is just – they're an animal of a team. They are a beastly team.
Well, so that's going to be that for that matchup. Purdue is going to go on. They've made it into the top 4. Man, I would have told you that was going to be the case when we saw them in group play. But there you have it. They also, again, they got knocked down to the lower bracket rounds in the very beginning.
They've played 6 best-of-3s.
They've played so much Counter-Strike together in this tournament. But coming up next, we've got Kennesaw. They're going to be facing off against Robert Morris University. That's going to be a great best-of-3. We'll see you on the other side.